Look, I'm going to go a bit to my story. I've been in that situation, maybe not the numbers that those guys are reaching right now. I used to arrive in tournament dead, mentally, physically. 2002, I arrived injured. 2004, I arrived injured. 2008, I arrived injured. I just arrived there to play. I couldn't prepare. You don't prepare a competition. Normally you should be preparing a competition like that to be able to perform at the highest level. Not only me, a lot of players, by the way. But if you talk about a solution, again, I go back. What solution? How are we debating on something that we cannot control? I'm not playing anymore. So if you come to me and all the players that you see sometimes walking along with UEFA and FIFA, they're not playing, they're asking them questions. And I know Jamie's been in that situation, but Jamie's not a player anymore. Like, you're coming to ask me, what shall we do? As long as the players don't unite themselves to be strong and be vocal about it, and it's not a matter of money. Money is on the table, you have more games, but then, what you want to see is the best team on the field, the best players to be able to perform. We want to see a great spectacle. And I'm going to go further. As a fan, I'm tired. I didn't watch the Club World Cup. I had to do something in the final. I left halftime.
The excess makes you lose appetite.
It's too much. Like, I love my family, and at one point I need a break also. Like, I love football, but who watched it? Come on, too much is too much also, and I love it. But let's all be.
It's true. You don't often work that. If you have a team like that, and what you work in training is you there, and recovering and stopping the counters. So you don't often stop crosses or work on crosses. What I find, and we had a discussion sometime with Jamie, what I find weird now with defenders is they don't even look at where the striker is in the box. Well, I wasn't that type of player, but if you had to defend against Drogba and Shearer like that, only looking at the cross, you would have been in trouble in a lot of games. I never seen the space scoring a goal. I saw the players scoring a goal. So when the cross is about to happen, where is my striker? They go into a line of we defend a certain area and you allow strikers to run. Well, I wasn't again that type of striker, but if you allowed some of the strikers that I played against back in the days running at it, they don't cut a run. They don't look at times where the striker is of playing. Not kind. We were playing the same way. What was impressive for me when I was at Barcelona is the way we used to recover the ball and how we put pressure. But I wanted to know that I was safe to go. He used the exact same word, because when you go and put pressure, you don't want to do this. Are they following me? Are they following me? He's not looking. You're not looking. You're going there. You feel safe. And that word came back. And that's why he's going, because he's not looking. Shall I go? Shall I not go? In the Premier League, shall I go? Shall I not go? They're gone. And they're feeling safe. And you can see that when they are playing and putting pressure.
It was certainly effective tonight, Jamie. When they did get the ball, they were so dangerous and caused Sheffield United so many problems from wide areas.
Yeah, they did. To have a striker that's going to score you a lot of goals, you need to have a lot of players that's going to pass maybe 10 to 11 to 12. Then you're good. When you are a team in possession, So, again, I'm going to go back to the same thing. Those teams, for me right now, Arsenal, Man City, they defy logic. Because at one point, you're like, if you don't have a striker back in the day that score you maybe a 20, you might not win the league. You might not. Because when you have one also that can score you 30, you don't also win the league at times.
But that was our analysis, I think, at the start of the season when they were struggling to score goals. We knew they didn't have a Salah or a Haaland. But what we were saying, people like Saka, Martinelli, Odegaard, they were nowhere near the numbers they were getting last season, which they were all getting around about 15. And that's okay if you're getting 4 or 5 players around that number. But now as the season's going, it looks like they're going to get those numbers.
And with that, and you just remind me of that right now when you were talking, is Yaya Toure. For a long time at Barcelona, he had to cover Iniesta and Xavi. That was his job, so he didn't come with a lot of goals and a lot of assists and what we saw of him. At City, he played higher. Then suddenly,
the goals came.
The goals came.
Declan Rice always talked about him being an example for him. He's now got 5 goals, 5 assists, the best in both categories of his career. And there's still loads of this season to go.